Hey everybody. I wanted to come on today because I'm working on a project that I thought would be fun to share with you. Um, I don't just knit. Many of you know I do paint and draw. Sometimes I even sew. I crochet. So I have my hands in a lot of different arts and crafts. I went to school for fine art, and my favorite area of focus was painting and drawing. Um, so I wanted to show you a project I'm working on right now. It's based on, so this is the painting I'm working on. It's based on a photo from the photo shoot that we did for my knitting pattern called We Were Seeds. It's a shawl. So this is the part of it in the picture. It's a shawl with a story. So you start with, hi Laramie, you start with the beginning of the idea of seeds being planted and then bursting through the dirt, being pollinated, and then growing into beautiful flowers. So it's also obviously from the quote, they tried to bury us, they didn't know we were seeds. And that just invokes that feeling of anybody who's been through some really hard times, any sort of like feeling knocked down or pushed back. And so knitting the shawl is supposed to help you sort of meditate on getting through a hardship, knowing that even when things are really dark, there can be something really beautiful on the other side of that. So I love that shawl. I love the meaning behind it. It really is a special thing for me because I wrote it when my recently, sorry, not recently, when my sister was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. So this was several years ago now. Thank God she's okay. She went through her treatment and she was actually pregnant at the time that she got diagnosed. She went through her treatment, had the baby, had a mastectomy, and she's been recovered for a couple of years now. So, anyways, it was a really trying time in my life and in my family, and obviously for my sister. But watching her have to go through that was really difficult. And there were some other things that kind of happened around the same time in my life. So that pattern just really has a lot of meaning for me. It's really special, and it represents making it to the other side. So going along those lines, I've got this painting started. This was the photo. I still have a few things to add in here, but you can see um, the light was shining through the fabric of the shawl in the actual photograph and made these like flower highlights on my face. So I really wanted to include that in the painting. You can see it's like this is where the light was shining through and hitting my face. Um, and I wanted to do something more with this archway. The archway wasn't actually in the photo itself. So it was just an idea I had. I wanted to include some sort of like greenery or foliage around the edge of this border with the archway, kind of like a wreath around it. But I didn't have any specific plan or idea for what I wanted to do exactly when I first did the sketch. So today it hit me exactly what I wanted, and it's a little Frida Kahlo inspired. She used a lot of symbolism and plant life and things like that to mean things in her paintings, and she's one of my all-time favorites. So, anyways, here's the sketch with the archway here. And what I decided to add to the archway is the process of a sunflower seed germinating, coming up out of the dirt, and then on the other side are the three full complete stems with the sunflowers on it. So I thought I would let you sort of watch over my shoulder if that interests you while I add this sketch outline to the actual canvas here. I'm not sure how long I'll keep this running live, but I thought it might be kind of cool to see the process from conception to canvas. And then I'll probably come back another day to show like the final thing painted and everything. But if you are interested and you would like to just kind of hang out and yeah, just hang out with me, watch over my shoulder while I draw on this canvas. That's what I'm going to do right now. Um, so I'm going to leave that up there so I can see it. If you see this painting right here in the background, this is Brian's, my husband. He's working on a oil painting. I think this is his first time ever actually using oil paints too. So he's working on an oil painting here. I'm using acrylic here. And let's start sketching. So I'm going to put you this way. I'm actually using, and I have been using, my ring light behind me to light this up because it makes it nice and even lighting while I'm working. Hot tip, if you have a ring light, they're really good for lighting your working surface. So what I want is, actually I might start with these seeds down here because that way when I'm sketching, if I work from the left over to the right of my canvas, I don't have to worry so much about my hands smudging the pencil lead. I'm inking a lavender sketchbook piece right now. Oh, cool, Laramie. So we're drawing together. Yay! We should actually get on Zoom or something later and draw together. Oh, by the way, also, can you see these nails I did? I did these bad boys. They're gel. It doesn't want to focus on them. Black gel polish with some gold holographic decals. I love them. Anyways, they won't focus on them, but you can kind of get an idea. I think they're so cool. All right, so let's see if I can actually show you while I work here. Start with, do I want it that low? That feels a little too low, actually. As you can see by these splotches of color all over this here, I still have this part of me that feels like I shouldn't waste any ounce of paint, because growing up where money was tight, I always felt like I had to be like super careful with my supplies and not waste anything. So I can't even like leave the paint on my palette still. It's a little sort of carried over thing from when I was younger, where I would want to use every last bit of paint up and not waste anything. So these sunflower seeds, I'm going to start here. I wanted them to really all look like they're the same seed too. So, oh, you know what? You can't even see that, can you? That might be super boring to watch. I'll probably wrap this up here shortly and then maybe have you come back when I'm on to the painting portion of this. But you can see the first seed there. The size, I think that's a good size because that should leave me enough room to do progressively bigger on here, and then have that with the actual sprouted top. If you want to see any of this like closer detail, I did post some photos on my Instagram as well. But let's see. How is everybody doing today? We had a pretty chill day here. The girls had online school, and that's about it for us today. Let's see if I want that to come down here. Does anybody else love the sound of pencil on canvas? So satisfying. Is that too close? It is. If you don't use a kneaded eraser by now, what are you doing with your life? These are so much better than like pink or normal pencil erasers. They don't leave powder. They don't like crumble as you use them. I'm sure you know that, Laramie. So I want the roots to come out here. I haven't actually sat down to paint with acrylics in a very long time, and it felt really good to finally break them out. So I think, yeah, there's plenty of room. Okay. Keep questioning my positioning here. The last time I painted like legit on a canvas like this with acrylics, literally can't remember. It's crazy. I used to love it. I just have recently been feeling like so many things that I just let go of, you know, after getting married, after having kids, all of that, suddenly finding their way back to me again. And it's really exciting. Not very good with acrylic, never used oil. So I have used oil in the past, but I'm so impatient with my painting that like if I can't immediately like fix something, let something dry, and move on, because I'm so used to using watercolor, which I know you know this too, Laramie, as a fellow watercolor painter. Um, Oils take at least like 48 hours to dry before you can really go over top of them or layer anything up. Um, Obviously, that gives you the freedom to then blend a lot nicer in some ways. But with acrylic, like you don't really need to blend. See how all of these colors, like for instance in the hair, are super splotchy up close. If you really look at it, it's like big chunks of color side by side. Even in like the lips, you can see how the color is really just like sort of messily laid on there because you have to get it on there so fast before the layers start to dry. But then you can always just like build it up, change things real quickly. I like the immediacy of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, you can see like this mouth. That was the hardest part for me because there were no like clear edges or lines to show me where color should go. It was really just kind of shadow and light more than anything, which I mean, everything really is, but like, you know, you get this crisp edge of a nose, you got the sharp line on an eye, things like that, where this was just this like dark spot in the middle, and then, but you can see how the colors kind of blend from far away. It's nice. I like it. It's fun. I'm excited to get back into it some more. This was just the beginning. I have many ideas pouring out of my head now that are going to have to become. So can you guys see? Yeah, you can see that sketch on there. That's the second one. There's the seed. And this is the seed coming, growing like a root out of it. And then next it'll be the seed pod actually opening up a bit more and the stem getting longer. So I want to make sure I leave room for all the crazy roots because that looks so cool. And I just pulled up like reference photos of sunflower seeds and sunflowers growing for this reference here. Let's see if that's this one looked a little, this one right here looked a little female anatomy to me, but I'm kind of leaning into it, just letting it kind of look like that, if you catch my drift. So, since you can't really see too much of what I'm doing here anymore anyways, and I don't have a whole lot left to say, I think I will say goodbye. And if you want to see any more of this, stay tuned. I will share some more on this channel as well as on my Instagram at Risenits. And if you enjoy this type of video, please, please, please make sure you are subscribed and you leave a like and a comment. All of that makes a huge difference towards the algorithm actually showing my in the feed. So I appreciate every single like and comment and share and subscribe and all of that, because it just means that we get to hang out together more. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.